Hey everyone, my name is Kori Burkholder, a career coach, founder of Purpose Driven Career Accelerator program, and I am super excited to have Wilfredo with us today. He went through the program, I think starting earlier last year and finished up mid-year. So we are reconnecting a few months after he finished the program, and we're going to talk about his experience and what he got and what he's doing now. And yeah, Wilfredo, take it away. Introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from?
Sure. Yeah. Hi, Corey. It's Wilfredo de Leon here. I'm calling in from my apartment. I currently live in Center City, Philadelphia, and I'm just really excited to catch up with you, Corey.
Me too. So let's hop right into it. So yeah, let's go back a couple months ago before you decided to work with me, and like what were you kind of struggling with? What was going on that made you reach out for support?
Being a very ambitious person, like many of your clients, I had so many ideas that I wanted to work on, and I felt like I was like in the middle, and all these ideas are like swirling around me, and I don't know which one to grasp onto. And that's kind of the space I was in. That type of feeling overwhelmed me. I was really confused, and I just did not know where to start. So I decided to reach out to you. Through a friend's recommendation who actually went through the program with you, Cynthia.
Yes.
And yeah, that took me on a journey with you that I'm so excited to unpack.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people can relate to that. And, it's just like, oh my God, I'm so smart. I'm ambitious. I have a lot of skills. I have a lot of experience. And I'm overwhelmed with so many different ideas. I don't know which one to kind of focus on. So I'm so glad that Cynthia introduced us and we did work together. Yeah, so what do you feel like was the most kind of impactful part of working together? So kind of getting through having too many ideas. Yeah, so kind of take us through what was kind of impactful for you.
Yeah, I kind of like I dove into it with the recommendation of a good friend of mine, right? But I really didn't know what truly to expect, even though you've laid it out very clearly. I didn't know that you were gonna blend like your strategy with like deep personal growth. I think that was more than just finding a job and defining goals for myself. It was about reconnecting with who I really am. And then from there, we built the foundation. From there, we were able to get into the coaching that really stuck with me.
Mm,
Building that foundation first
wow.
was so impactful for me that no matter what I do moving forward, I know that I have a few things in mind. Um, but I have that foundation, which is honestly the most impactful work that I've been able to do with you.
I love that. Um, yeah, so when we started working together, you were kind of in a transition, is that right? So you were kind of taking a sabbatical? So kind of take us through that if you're comfortable doing that.
Yeah, sure, sure. So like kind of I was living in Arizona at the time and I decided to quit my job. I just didn't feel like it was serving me anymore. I checked my finances, I checked in with other people, and I just thought it would be the right move for me to just quit.
Mm,
Respectfully, of course, we left on good terms, but I had to go on a journey by myself and try to figure things out. So when I left my job, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no plan at
wow,
all. I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do, but kind of alluding earlier, I had many things that I wanted to do. And luckily I was, able to have that option, but I still was very confused.
right.
Yeah.
And I remember some of the things that you tried, so, which I found was very interesting because and you can tell us about that project, but I feel like you were kind of exploring your passions during that time and figuring out, can I turn this passion into a career path. So what was it that you were kind of exploring there?
Yeah, there was an idea that I had for a really long time by turning in some of my poems into like a visual collection. And I never saw any other poet kind of create their poems on YouTube lyrically by like reciting them with like layers of music and visuals. So during my sabbatical, since I had so much free time, I decided to pursue that creative pursuit, and I released, like, a little visual album on YouTube, which went through 7 or 8 poems, of me speaking them lyrically amongst a score of classical music,
Mm,
and that was honestly when I started working with you.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that was definitely always kind of in the background there. Something that always would be coming up in our sessions was just like the creative outlet. I remember like some of our sessions, I was just like, I see you up there, up on the stage someday. And we were kind of going into those. And as we were doing that deep exploration, there's a lot of different things that we do is the values, the passions, the work motivators, skills. Any of those really stood out in your mind that you were like, oh, that's an aha moment that you can remember?
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah. So the passions, I feel like we had a lot of breakthroughs with the passions, the poets, the poetry, the speaking. We've done, the visualizations, 95th birthday,
Mhm.
waterfall, the 15-minute speech. Some of as we're kind of going through the process, we're starting to see themes emerge over and over again. And I think one of the things that I remember coming up was stability. I want to feel like I have my foundation so that maybe I can, explore my passions. I feel like that was kind of a turning point. Was like, maybe I do have my full time job and it doesn't have to be like my passion,
Mhm.
and then maybe it could look like I'm doing that on the outside of work. I feel like that was kind of a turning point for you. Do you remember?
I do. Yeah, I think one of the biggest things I've realized taking time off from work was my desire for stability.
Mm,
Yes, that was one thing that popped up for sure. And it made me come to the conclusion that since I want to be an artist, I want to create more art and I want to go down that path. But then what stopped me is stability. I
mhm,
need my stability. I need to be able to, not feel like a starving artist or be a starving artist, which made me come back to my work actually, which came
mhm.
to come back to finance and kind of go through that path and do something that I'm really good at. Maybe that doesn't bring me so much joy, but it definitely checked a lot of the boxes that we went through together.
Right.
And yeah,
Yeah, so just take people back to what you were doing before you quit your job, and like what was it that made you quit? Because it seems like we did a full circle, but you had a different um, lens on after we kind of went through that exploration.
yeah. So I was a financial advisor at Fidelity, helping people with their employer sponsored plans. So like 401ks, 401as, 403bs, etc. And, as much as I loved, which I realized, connecting with people, helping people with their finances, explaining things to them on a more candid and personal level, um, I was I was burning through people. I was just burnt out. It
Mm,
was really exhausting being strapped at the desk. And also, I was working at that point since the pandemic, I was working from home for at least 4 years, which
wow.
made me feel even more disconnected from society and people. Even though I was talking to people on the phone every day, I was not seeing anyone. There was
Mm,
times when I didn't even leave the house for, like, 2 or 3 days. It was just convenient just to you just get comfortable at home,
right.
and
Right.
that made me feel really disconnected from myself.
Yeah, so you were burnt out and disconnected, and I feel like that was one of the themes that kept coming into our sessions was like, I want I want to be around people again. I want to go into the office again.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is, in today's age when everybody's looking for remote work or hybrid, you're kind of going in the other direction. So kind of
Right,
through the work
right.
motivators maybe, um,
Mhm.
values maybe that you were able to kind of reconnect with that part of yourself again.
Yeah, and to also realize that, okay, hybrid work is also a possibility. But
Mm,
I knew that I needed to be connected with people. I knew that I needed to get out of the house, restore the commute and whatever that means, and have that those small interactions that we kind of take for granted, like saying hello to people in the morning or having small talk with a coworker. I really miss that connection, and that's something that we were able to discover in
mhm.
our time together, which was really pivotal and important for me to understand exactly what I needed as a work motivator because I never knew. I never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, and do you remember the moment when you're, like, decided to apply for that role? Because it was a little bit of a surprise to me. You're like, "Oh, yeah, no, I'm already, like, interviewing, and I'm going through the process." What was it? Do you remember the moment? Like, did you see the job description or, like, what drew you back to that opportunity?
What drew me back to diving into a similar role at a different company
Yeah.
after the end of our session?
Yeah, like during the when we were working together, like towards the end.
Right. I remember that pivotal moment when I gained clarity with you. I
Mm,
gained my sense of direction and purpose with you, which was realizing that it wasn't the role that I'm in right now or my career in finance. It was actually that I wanted to be an author.
mm,
I wanted to be an author. I wanted to create literature. And with that understanding, I was like, okay, if I want to do that and I like stability, like we were able to define together, then I can go back to a role that I am very good at, that honestly doesn't take much effort from me to do
mm,
and that
mhm.
I'm comfortable doing. But with that, I have the resources to then work on my poetry and my side business on the side and still merge them together and have a good balance in my life, the
Yeah,
creative and also the more technical financial side that funds my creativity and my projects. And that was when I was like, "All right, it's time to get back to work."
yeah. Yeah, I remember that when you came to the session, it was just like, this is what I'm doing. And I was so excited for you. And I remember you kind of negotiating and when that job came up. So just kind of share what you are doing now for work, for your stability.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I went back to a company that I started with, when I first got out of college, Vanguard, really big corporation, loved them. I felt like I came back home.
Mm,
I was with them for 3 years. And currently what I'm doing is I'm supporting our financial advisors with their book of business. So they do the advising portion, they manage that side of things, and I take care of mainly everything else. Like I
mhm.
rebalance the portfolio, I update any like clerical stuff that they need. I talk to them about withdrawals and all those other like little nitty-gritty questions. I basically the advisors pass that off to me to kind of wrap up with their clients. So that's what I'm doing currently.
And so now you have, you're in office. I know that it was a little bit of a transitional phase for you of like, I wanna be around people, and I remember, a little office politics and things and just trying to get used to the office life again, so, you're feeling good with that now.
Mhm. It
Yeah,
wasn't easy. It was not an easy adjustment. I mean, like I said, 4 years working from home and then having a gap year of a year off. So we're
yeah,
talking about 5 years of not being in an office setting, and it was extremely difficult to show up well, 3 days out of the week into office because 'cause I'm working hybrid, and, but you keep showing up for yourself, and you keep showing up, and after a while, I'm 9 months into the role, and I love going into work.
amazing.
Mm.
Yeah, um, I love it, I love it, and so now share with us, I remember our last session where I mean, you had already decided to.
Be an author, be a poet. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So, in planning out your kind of was it 3 or 6-month plan?
I believe it was a 6-month plan from
Yeah,
the time we left.
yeah.
Do
And so
you
that plan was to help you stay on track to release your book. So just
Mhm.
kind of tell everybody what you've been up to with your stable job and then what you were able to create outside of that.
Yes, I will say once I decided what I wanted to do with you, we were able to come up with the 6-month plan together that I honestly asked you to help me with because I kind of struggled with that executive function thing, and you're so good at it. And we were able to come up with a plan to release my poetry book, a physical poetry book called Dewy Brown Eyes Heal by I think we said October 15th, and
Yeah.
I texted you 2 days earlier on October
Yeah.
13th, and I said, "It is coming out on time, on schedule." And so that has been the most rewarding piece of this program is being able to accomplish exactly what I wanted, something
Mhm.
physical and tangible, that I can just share with the world. And it's been going really good so far. I've been getting a lot of good feedback from people. Um, Basically getting exactly what I wanted because my work is connected with healing and inspiring people, evoking emotions. And I'm getting messages from people that art providing that to me. "Hey, like, your poem, like, really made me, like it resonated with me, and it's, making me reflect on my own life," and that's exactly what I wanted. So I'm really happy to release that.
Yeah, I ordered mine, so I'm sure that it's gonna show up. Is it there's a release date though, right?
Mhm.
So I'll get it in the mail at some point.
You should be getting it, like, this weekend, maybe early next week.
Okay, I
Mhm.
wish I had do you have a physical
Oh,
copy?
I do have a
Okay,
physical
there we
copy, of
go.
course. Oh, I should've whipped it out. This is my book.
Right. Oh my god, look at
Dewy
you.
brown eyes, and I'm just and then the back as well. It
Yes.
was yeah, truly a
Oh my gosh,
process.
it's beautiful. I can't wait
Thank
to get
you.
my copy.
Yeah, thank you.
So that is something to celebrate. I'm so proud of you in terms of like keeping the structure and staying to plan. Now you have a fully released book in the world. You are an official author. So do you have other plans? I mean, I know that there's a big, launch. Like, do you have a launch party, anything planned to celebrate?
I've been considering it. I don't know yet, but
Yeah.
something may be in the works for sure. I think my next plan with this is to continue showing up for myself and continue to um, not be afraid to market my work. Not
Yeah.
be afraid to talk about my work, not not to be afraid to annoy people with my work. Like, this is something I'm very proud of, I'm passionate about, I feel that it can help many people by reading it, even though it
Mhm.
came from a personal experience and time as, like, most poetry. is. You know, poets use their own personal experiences to write about, but like I know that my work can help other people, and I'm really excited to just continue going that path, but also releasing other work. Like I have other ideas in mind, and I hope to release a book, another one, next year that's going to be longer. So I'm I'm full gung ho with my clear clarity and direction of being an author, thanks to our work together,
Mm.
and I'm really excited for my next journey.
I'm excited for you too. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you've created the life, you've created the foundation that is going to help you be that author, right? It's your day job is funding your passion and your talents and your real mission in the world, which is to touch people, it's to help people heal, you
Yeah,
know? So
yeah.
I'm proud of you. Yeah.
Heal out now on Amazon, everywhere.
Oh, yeah. So below this video, I will have a link to your book. Anything else that you want people to know about it?
Um, you know, if you do get it, please, you know, like it, leave reviews. I would love to hear how my poems reflected with you and how they've helped you heal. And yeah, it's basically a small chapbook. It's 38 pages and it has beautiful visuals in there that and I'm not afraid to talk about it. Like using AI with creating those visuals, like the front cover is an AI visual, some of the images inside are through
Mm,
AI visuals,
nice.
and that was honestly like one of the most beautiful things that I was able to do was create the images in my head through tools and put it
Mm.
into a book.
Very timely because I remember like we before we hopped onto this video was, at first it's like AI is, I'm a fraud if I use AI and things like that, but it's really about using it as a tool to enhance your work or to be more efficient in your flow. So I'm glad that you brought that up because it's very timely. So if you're listening to this video, click the link below to get Wilfredo's book. And if Wilfredo's story resonated with you, you see possibilities for yourself, feel free to reach out to me for a quick 15-minute phone call where we can explore if or how I can help you. I'm going to pop that link below. And that's it for us. We're going to sign out. Thanks for listening and have a great day.